A queen erased from history, a revolution misunderstood, a woman of science who didn't die the way they say she did. You've been lied to again. And in this episode, we're uncovering 5 more historical myths still taught, repeated, and believed today. Welcome to History Got It Wrong, Episode 7. We've all seen her portraits, the tight-lipped, somber queen dressed in black. History remembers Victoria as an emotionally repressed, humorless woman. But that couldn't be further from the truth. In private letters and diaries, Queen Victoria comes across as lively, passionate, even romantic. She adored her husband, Prince Albert, and grieved him deeply. Yes, she wore black for years, but that wasn't emotional repression, it was mourning. Victoria even cracked jokes, enjoyed dancing, and had strong opinions about politics. The cold queen image was a product of strict royal protocol and later Victorian values, not her real personality. But speaking of myths shaped by image and empire, let's talk about a war that wasn't quite what they taught you in school. It's often framed as 13 colonies versus Britain, a small rebellion for tea and freedom. In reality, the American Revolution was a global war. It involved France, Spain, the Netherlands, and naval battles across multiple continents. George Washington didn't win alone. France supplied weapons, fleets, and troops. Spain fought the British in the south and along the Mississippi. It wasn't just a local revolt, it was Britain versus the world, and America was just one theatre in a much larger conflict. While that war expanded across oceans, another revolutionary figure was quietly changing the world with ink and type. Johannes Gutenberg is hailed as the inventor of the printing press in Europe, but he didn't invent printing. Movable type was already being used in China and Korea centuries earlier. Gutenberg's real innovation was adapting existing technology with European metallurgy and press mechanics to create a mass-producible commercial press in the West. So while Gutenberg's press was groundbreaking, it wasn't born from a vacuum. History simply forgot to give credit to the East. Now, from reshaping how we print words to a queen whose entire tomb might still be missing. You've probably seen headlines that Nefertiti's tomb was found multiple times. But here's the truth. Nefertiti's final resting place has never been officially located. For years, some archaeologists believed she was buried in a hidden chamber inside Tutankhamun's tomb, but scans proved inconclusive. Others say her tomb was lost or destroyed, or that she was buried under another name entirely. Despite her iconic bust and influence during the Amarna period, Nefertiti remains one of Egypt's greatest mysteries, a queen erased by time and politics. And now let's clear up a myth that lives in nearly every school textbook. Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, and many believe it instantly freed all enslaved people in America, but it didn't. The proclamation only applied to Confederate states still in rebellion, not to border states or territories under Union control. Many enslaved people didn't gain freedom until the 13th Amendment in 1865. In fact, the news of freedom didn't even reach some areas, like Texas, until 2 years later, giving rise to Juneteenth. So, while it was a symbolic turning point, freedom was neither instant nor universal in 1863. Not all myths shape our view of nations. Some reshape our understanding of science's brightest pioneers. Take Marie Curie. Her name is almost synonymous with radioactivity, and many believe she died directly from her groundbreaking experiments. But the truth is more nuanced. Curie's relentless pursuit of knowledge led her to discover both polonium and radium, earning her Nobel Prizes in both physics and chemistry, a feat no one else has matched. While she did work with radioactive materials without today's safety standards, and her personal belongings remain dangerously radioactive, the story isn't as simple as science killed her. Marie Curie died of aplastic anemia, a rare condition where the bone marrow fails to produce enough blood cells. It's likely that long-term exposure to radiation played a role, but it wasn't the dramatic instant tragedy that's often told. Reducing her legacy to a cautionary tale overshadows her lifelong dedication, resilience, and the doors she opened for generations of women in science. So next time you hear her story, remember Marie Curie's legacy is about brilliance, not just tragedy, and the real risk is letting myths overshadow her achievements, from hidden queens to misunderstood wars. History's full of stories that get simplified, edited, or completely rewritten. But that's why we're here. If you learned something new, hit that like button, share this episode, and subscribe for more. History isn't just what happened, it's what we think happened. If you enjoyed this episode, check out the previous ones to uncover more historical myths still taught today. Got a myth you want debunked? Drop it in the comments. It might be in the next episode. And if you want to learn more about the world Marie Curie came from, don't miss our Nations of the World episode on Poland, her birthplace, full of rich history and surprising stories. Explore more global myths and facts in the Nations of the World series, only on this channel. And next time, a medieval mystery, a famous fraud and a story you thought was real because of a movie. Stay curious.